What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 76, the Isaiah Wynn episode of Tuck Rule Takes. I know it was bad. I was thinking about it. There probably were other 76s. This was the one I thought
look that
of.
up right now.
Yeah. Look it up while we go through it. That's Liam. I'm Mike. Al's with us. Obviously, we're all here. Kind of a slow week. Unless you've been on Patriots Twitter the last couple days, things have been blowing up. But other than that, not really much going on.
I wish it was a slow week for Patriots Twitter. My God,
it never is. It's almost like when the NFL is having a slow week. Like I was telling you, Liam, before we hopped on, it's like they just go, hey, you know what? Let's just pull out. What do we have in the drafts about the Patriots? Like, let's just pull out some article with, sources close to the situation.
Oh my gosh.
What's the most outlandish thing?
We forgot about the legend, Sebastian Vollmer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Caught a touchdown in the playoffs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 76, the Sebastian Vollmer episode of Tuck Rule Takes.
More like it.
With me, as always, I am Mike. Liam's here. Al's here. That's it. 3. We roll deep. Let's get rid of that Isaiah Wynn.
That was
stink.
Expel that bad energy.
I think we'll just get right into the bad energy because, like I said, we're basically just going to cover the Belichick, Mac Jones blood feud they got going on. Maybe touch on some DeAndre Hopkins and some other receivers that Al will bring up as we get closer to the end of the episode. But guys, I don't know if you heard the news. I know Liam, you're on Twitter a little bit. Al, you're on a fair amount as well. I have been off the last couple of days, so that's pretty much all I do while I'm off. In between napping, which I hate. For someone who naps so much, I hate naps. But
those are all healthy vices.
Huge napper. I love
nap. Let's pause this for a second. So where are we on naps here? Al, you're a big napper. Liam,
I take them, but I'm not happy I do. I've actually weaned them out of my schedule in the last 2 weeks. I don't do it anymore.
Yes, I woke up yesterday. I woke up, the first words I said to my wife when she was walking by, I was like, I hate naps. First thing I said, she's like, well, you're either a fucking liar or I don't know what's going on. Because for someone who naps so much, you love them. And I was like, I fucking hate naps. So it's because it just ruins the day, especially when they're long ones. I fell asleep at like 3. I woke up at 5:20. I was like, this is my whole day.
Then you're done.
That's not even a nap. That's just free sleep.
You need to have a nice short nap, nice 20 to 40 minute nap.
That's what they say, but I can't imagine a 20-minute nap. What the fuck am I going to do in 20 minutes? It takes 20 minutes for me to fall asleep.
Oh, it's great. It's great. You just close your eyes, and then all of a sudden you get a little snooze.
No,
what are you, a father of 4 at the ripe age of 50? What do you sleep on the couch? I can't imagine having just sleeping for 20 minutes and getting back up. When I nap, I'm in bed, I'm naked, I'm comfortable. You can't do that for 40 minutes.
I crash on my living room couch in my family's house, and it's very, very comfortable. Like anybody that comes over, they go onto it and they just fall asleep right away.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Couches.
I'm 29.
29. Liam, how old are you?
Just turned 26, baby.
Okay, so as the elder statesman who is 31, when you fall asleep on a couch for 2.5 hours, let me tell you, you don't wake up like you did when you were 25 or like when you were 21 or even 29. You wake up, your neck hurts, maybe some side of your face is numb, one of your elbows hurt because once you hit 30, shit just fucking starts to hurt. So your knee is fucked up because you probably fell asleep in one position for a while. If you have cats like I do, the cats have fucked up your nap because you can't move. So I wake up in pain. So I wake up angry because I napped, angry because my day is gone, and angry because I'm in pain. So my naps do nothing for me. And then you're in that weird nap haze for like a little bit. I had to cook dinner too. It was a whole thing. It's
you're just unaware of anything for like an hour.
I have no idea. I feel like animals, like with their dogs, when they wake up from a nap and they just kind of like wobble back and forth. The best naps, though, the only naps that I'll allow is the nap when you get back from the beach, whether you're on vacation or whatever. Those naps are awesome. Or I don't know, you guys probably don't get it as much. People who live in Florida will get it. When you get back from Disney, a nap coming back from Disney or really any park. So like Canopy, wherever you are, Six Flags, a nap after a park is fucking awesome. You just die. Everybody knows what's going on. You just kind of find your spot, almost like a beach nap. You get back.
Wouldn't
and you're
that
like,
be
listen,
because of like a midday drink? Wouldn't that like correlate with a midday drink nap? Like, I feel like if you're going to a water park, you're getting drunk in the middle of the day.
It could be. So see, I have a different opinion on the midday drink nap, because when you wake up or when I start drinking midday, I want to keep the train rolling. Cause then when you fall asleep, you wake up and then you have to like build yourself back up to where you
which
were.
is terrible. But then you're going to
issue.
crash at like 9 at night if you just keep going.
Yeah, no, I get that. Cause I have gone to Disney before where you drink around the world at Epcot. And it's a great time.
I've seen you drink around the world.
I got lost. I got lost in where was it? Morocco. I had to go.
Not the place bathroom, you want to get lost.
Which you should never do in Disney. And I went. It was horrible. I came out and my group was gone. I remember I was Snapchatting you. I was like, I don't know. Mike's in Epcot, lost. So like those naps are fine. But yeah, don't like naps, hate them. In fact, today I actively got up every half hour to make sure I did not nap. So I'm happy to report back no naps. But anyways, little bit of a tangent before we get into the angry stuff. So yeah, guys, Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, the blood feud rages on. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I don't remember exactly which day. Al, you might know. The report came out there that Bill Belichick was still pissed off at Mac Jones for reaching outside of the organization to try to help him with the offense. Or
I think that came out today.
I think it was today.
I thought one was yesterday or one was last night. It may have been this morning.
No, I think it was. I think the Belichick being pissed about the outside organization stuff came mid-morning. And then early afternoon came out the other one that we're going to talk about.
Kind of funny how this almost seemed like, they came out at this certain time, kind of right next to each other there. And then,
right.
And that'll be a talk. We'll talk about that too, but I figure I'll throw them both out there and we'll talk about both of them. And then there was the Bill Belichick has apparently been shopping around Mac Jones. No one knew about it until
that was definitely today.
No one knew. In an NFL world, especially this time of year, where they thrive off of leaks and news and behind the scenes stuff. No one knew that, let's just say what is the most popular polarizing team in the NFL was shopping around one of the most polarizing quarterbacks in the NFL. That no one knew about that until just now. And then obviously there was a report that came out from Mark Daniels, I believe, where he spoke to 3 of the teams involved, or 3 people, someone from the Bucks, I believe, from the I forget the Raiders too. And I forget the other team.
It's always the Raiders.
Commanders were in there.
Yeah, and the 2 people he talked to, I have it here. I'll pull it up as we start talking about it. But I don't know about you guys. Liam, you kind of said it before we got on. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted with it. They're making it very, very difficult to be a Patriots fan. And like, it sounds so stupid, but I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm sick of it. How many more times? Liam, you said it, broken record, right? Like,
yeah. And it almost feels like we're doing like the listeners of the show an injustice, getting up here talking about the same thing. Like, Al, do you hold any credence to these stories that come out?
Not at this point.
No.
The only person, and Mike put this in our group chat, and I agree with it. The one person that you pay attention to in Patriots Nation, where it's like, okay, there's some merit to this, is Mike Reese. That's the guy. Now, if Mike Reese came out and wrote this, then I'd be like, oh shoot, there's something here.
Do you have what Mike Reese wrote? Do you? Because I think I sent it in the text. Do you have it pulled up?
I can get it pulled up, but even like Mark Daniels of the Providence Journal, I think he writes for the Providence Journal, but he dismissed that right away. He was like, so they hire Bill O'Brien for a guy that they know will help Mac Jones. There's one source that's telling me this is news to them. Another source saying they haven't heard that. So why even the need to put it out there? Are you really that desperate for clicks and desperate for your attention to be like the attention to be drawn on you that you have to just put a false narrative? I don't even want to say false narrative, but it's
I do though. Like it's fake. Like you're going to get clicks, and it's just there's a lot of Mac Jones haters out there. We've been over this. He didn't have a great year statistically. There are reasons for it. We will defend him tooth and nail. But after this season, there are haters. So if you put out a Mac Jones, Bill Belichick riff, they want Mac Jones out, you're going to get a huge chunk of people that I saw in the comments of these stupid posts going, Mac sucks. Who would want Mac? Who's going to trade for Mac? And you're catering to those people.
Well, but you know what it is too? It's the fact that it's been contentious since day one, since he got drafted. Because think of the timeline, right? So in 2020, the Cam Newton year, 2021, Mac Jones gets drafted, right? Everyone's thinking, and I'm sure, and you can't tell me you guys weren't thinking this. We're all thinking Cam Newton's probably going to start one more year in 2021. Mac's going to learn under him and then take over in 2022.
You're damn right.
Belichick throws a curveball, no pun intended for another sport, or he calls an audible. We'll keep it football. Calls an audible and says, "Okay, Cam, we don't know what the deal is with his COVID situation. Mac's the draft pick. Maybe we build a future. All right, maybe we say goodbye to Cam, and then we move to Mac."
Questionable audible, but it worked out.
But even so, right? Like the fans that love Mac or that loved Cam Newton, I can understand why you were angry.
Yeah,
but it felt like
that was strike one to Belichick and Mac Jones. Just as you go, I'm just gonna call them all out because that's what it was. That was the first.
That's fine.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And that was the first thing, right? Then think about what happens next. Mac Jones and the Patriots go 10-7. They get blown out in Buffalo in the wild card game, but they're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Then going into the 2021 offseason, going into the 2022 season, instead of building around what you were doing successfully, McDaniels, and I know this isn't news for Patriots fans, but it paints a picture, right? Mm-hmm. Then Josh McDaniels leaves for the Raiders. Instead of going out and or even just promoting a guy like Nick Caley when he was here, having an offensive mind.
Like the Patriots do.
You bring in a defensive coordinator that has never coached offense before. And listen, this day and age, I know we love Belichick, but I'm going to disagree with him in the sense that coaches can coach all sides of the ball. There are some guys that are more offensive-minded, like Bill O'Brien, and there are some guys that are more defensive-minded, like a Gerard Mayo, or like a Matt Patricia.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Like a Bill Belichick back in his Giants days.
Yep.
But anyways, so now you're putting this product on the field. Keep in mind, they didn't really build around him, around Mac Jones. Sure, they added Devontae Parker in a trade. But what else did you really do?
Yeah.
Like,
if you were building around him, you get him a team like he had at Alabama, where it'd be all speedsters and guys you can dump the ball off to. Yep. Devontae Parker's awesome, but he's not a game changer. He's not a speedster. He's not somebody you can hit over the middle. He's a jump ball guy.
And the thing with it is, you put all those pieces together. The Patriots were still one game away from the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, might have been a little bit of a down year in the AFC, but they were one game away from going into the wild card round. And then what could they say? We've made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Yeah. Since Brady left, we have made the playoffs 2 of 3 years. That's what people could have said. That's what the organization could have said. And now people want to not give him one more year because they're so down on the fact that the surroundings around him put him in a position to fail, just like any other quarterback. Like Cam Newton was set up to fail in 2020. The roster wasn't good. The roster was not good. No, listen. The roster was not
in a way
good.
He was.
The one thing, and
the mere bird.
The thing I will say is, I think with Cam Newton, and I know we keep going back to this, but I don't know if the arm talent is there anymore, and I didn't know if it was there in 2020. That would be my argument. But here's the point,
didn't
right?
Help. How the team was set up didn't help.
Yeah. Yes, so, the team was constructed, correct, did not help.
I agree with that.
So now, for the people that wanted to defend Cam Newton, that's fine. You want to make that argument for him in 2020, that's fine. 2022, yes, the defense, and I'm sorry, I'll end my rant in a second. The defense The defense was really good in 2022. The special teams took a hit, and the offense was very vanilla and one-dimensional. And I hate the people that try to use the Bailey Zappi comparison. Because Bailey Zappi, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. He is a good capable backup quarterback right now. And guess what? If Mac Jones fails in 2023, give Zappy the starting job. See what he can do as a starter in 2024. That's fine. We hope it doesn't come to that, but if it has to, then do it. But for people to want to go to Bailey Zappe because of 2.5 games against questionable defenses and a simple offense, which Mac Jones should have been running, by the way, all last year, why are we having this continuous argument? I've said it to all my friends and family that try to argue against me. I say, look, point blank and simple. Start Mac in 2023. See how he does under Bill O'Brien. If he's the same or worse than 2022, then get rid of him and start fresh.
Yeah.
But if he's good and if he succeeds and if they make the playoffs and they win a playoff game and they continue to build around him. You have to give him that third year. Give him the opportunity to succeed in 2023. And then if he doesn't, then you can make your adjustments accordingly. End rant.
No, it's simple.
The proof is in the pudding. Like anyone who could watch the season and notice how it developed should be able to see there were problems with the offense, and there should be reasons you should be hopeful with Mac. He ended with a very strong touchdown to interception ratio, started off bad, and then he got hurt, and then there was that weird flux period. He finished strong. And then toward the end of the season, we were so desperate, such a vanilla offense, as you said, that we're using our punt returner, who's easily the most dynamic player on our team. We had to use him on offense. Our offense was so bad after an offseason where we had balled out the year before and got all these studs for the team. We had to put a cornerback at wide receiver, and it worked. The dude's a big baller. He made plays. It shouldn't have to come to that. It should never have to come to our cornerback making plays. We drafted a fast wide receiver, and he couldn't do any of that. So clearly the offense was anemic, but people will watch this, and they'll just go, wow, it's really cool. Marcus Jones, he's balling out on offense. No, it's probably bad that he's on offense. That's not a good sign. It's awesome that he scored a touchdown against the Bills. Really cool. I was hoping that would be the only time they would use him, and it was just a change of pace thing. They kept using him. The offense was just bad, and people just don't realize that. People look at the product on the field, see exactly what they see, and they either love it or hate it, and they don't think about why it's happening.
No, I'll even go, Al, to go a little deeper on your thing. I'll go one step before what you said. The disdain for Mac Jones started the night he got drafted. Because do you remember leading up to that draft? I was one of the people, not who hated Mac Jones, but one of the people who wanted Justin Fields. That was the guy. That was the guy. Yep. Any reporter, any mock draft, which we'll talk about mock drafts too. Starting to get annoyed with mock drafts because what really are they? They're just people throwing out scenarios. But either way, they're interesting. But it started. Everybody, Justin Fields, he's exciting. He's dynamic. The Patriots are going to move forward with the times. That was the whole thing. Patriots are going to finally get this dynamic quarterback that can run, throw it, whole new offense, N'Keal Harry, all these things are going to happen. And then the Patriots go out there and draft Mac Jones, who was out of all the quarterbacks that were a potential future Patriot, he was the most boring one to watch play. He had historic years, great time, all that stuff. Jerry Jeudy, hopefully he ends up coming to the Patriots, but just it started there. The seed was planted. And then, like you said, Al, you ran through it all from the first year. He gets hurt. And then people the media starts trying to paint him as a dirty player. We all remember Brian Burns and the ankle from hell. We remember
that is
the
a great
that
point,
just wouldn't
though.
Stop.
We drafted the least athletic quarterback who had the best rookie season out of that entire draft class, but people still wanted Justin Fields because he could run for 100 yards in a game.
Yeah.
I admit, I wanted Justin Fields when the draft was going, and I was upset when they took Mac Jones because I didn't realize how accurate he was in college. But you have to give it a chance. That's what I realized the night after the draft. I'm like, all right, this kid had the highest accuracy rating in the country, led a team to a national championship. There's got to be some talent here.
Yeah,
sure enough. Comes in and he does his job.
He had one of the greatest rookies. I think in some statistics, he was the greatest rookie quarterback in like modern history or some crazy thing like that. But again, it all started there. And then you go to, it'll kind of lead us into the whole offense this year, because as you both said, the offense this year kind of hamstrung. You bring in a defensive coordinator to try to be the offensive coordinator. You get it. Belichick makes crazy things work. This did not work. No one is trying to defend that. Everybody is kind of like, yeah, you swung and missed there. You know, you took a huge Manny Ramirez swing and you missed. You whiffed on it. Like, so it is what it is. So what did he do? And it's funny because the reports out there now are Mac Jones made a call to every Alabama coach to try to figure out what was going on, right? What did Belichick do this offseason? What coach did he get in to run the offense? An Alabama coach, Bill O'Brien. So Belichick couldn't have been that mad at him for reaching out to someone if he got one of the coaches that he supposedly was reaching out to.
Shit.
Which, like,
if he wanted to talk to an Alabama coach, he's got one in office right now he could talk to.
Exactly. And the thing is, people are saying this like Belichick didn't know there was a problem. Listen to once the offense started to get bad or stagnant and everybody kind of saw what was going on, listen to Belichick talk about the offense. He's not stupid. He's where he is for a reason. People talk about him like he's this like petulant curmudgeon, doesn't know what he's doing personally. He's a curmudgeon, but he knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He didn't just luck his way to being the greatest NFL coach of all time. Like the dude knows what's going on. He knew the offense was shit. And you could hear it as he was talking. You know, is Matt Patricia the guy? What he even took all the blame on him. If anything gets called, anything goes wrong, it's on me. It's on me because he knew that he fucked up. So you think that he's going to have such a disdain for Mac Jones or for the fact that Mac Jones may have, if he even did it, because I don't even think it's been confirmed that he actually did it. I don't know how you'd confirm it anyways, but like the fact that he might have reached out to past coaches to try to figure out what's going on. Like, I don't, or the fact that Mac Jones asks why in meetings, that's been debunked thousands of times. Devin McCourty said it, last week, the week before. Bill likes when you have players that kind of push back a little bit and ask why are we doing this? So like all this shit coming out, it just doesn't make sense. And why would Bill Belichick try to trade Mac Jones, an asset at its lowest value right now, when he brought in an offensive coordinator specifically to help move Mac Jones along? Like, it's just, I don't get it.
It's funny because we all agreed on a point too, where it's like, Mike said he wanted Justin Fields. Al wanted Justin Fields. I didn't want Justin Fields. I didn't want Trevor Lawrence, but I was skeptical on Mac Jones because he had a star wide receiver core that I was like, damn, like, how good is he? I'm also a history man. No Alabama quarterback since Joe Namath has actually been any good, and even Joe Namath was mids. So I was skeptical going in, and now all three of us sit together on a podcast defending Mac after 2 seasons. We want to see more. And everyone else is just quick to disregard.
The Patriots want to see more too. And I'm just going to say the Mike Reese quote, and then I didn't mean to cut you off. This was from 4 days ago, I believe. 3, 4, or 5 days ago. Either way, it was from this week. Just a little snippet from something Mike Reese said. He said, closer to reality, according to team sources, in this QB mindset, the Patriots are committed to seeing if Jones, who Belichick recently said has the skills to play in the NFL, can get back on track and realize the potential they identified, making him the 15th overall pick in 2021. While they aim to put more support around Jones than they did in 2022, Belichick and company also want to see him step up as a leader. And they like the idea of Zappy, who was seeing an increase in practice reps by the end of last season, pushing him. Same fucking shit he did with Brady too, by the way, when they drafted Garoppolo, having another quarterback there to push him. So it's just, the team obviously is behind him too, but Al, I'm sorry. Proceed, sir. I just want to get that out because I had it pulled up on my phone. And I was like, why the fuck is this here?
You're good. It's a great quote too. What's the thing the Patriots fans want? Instant gratification. That's part of the problem. And it makes us sound very spoiled, right? Because when you win 6 Super Bowls in 2 decades and you go to 9 of them, you want results, and that's understandable. But again, it's a new era, and you got to understand.
And the fans want results.
The fans want results, and the fans also need to realize the opposition is better now than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, who were the teams that were really giving the Patriots a run for their money? The Colts during the years of Peyton Manning. The Steelers were giving them a little bit of a run for their money. Who else consistently, though, could you say was really giving the Patriots a hard time?
That was really it.
That's it.
Look at the quarterbacks who were in our division back then. Our division was so easy back then. The best quarterback we went against was like Chad Pennington. He won comeback player of the year twice because he missed every other year.
Exactly. And I know, listen, I know we don't like to admit it, but we have to say the truth of the matter. The Dolphins are better than what they used to be. The Bills are certainly better than they used to be. And the Jets are starting to get there.
They still don't have Aaron Rodgers.
They don't have Aaron Rodgers.
You're right.
The Jets are starting to think about maybe being a little bit better than they have been before. So
a little bit more competitive.
The Jets are starting to maybe learn to play in the NFL.
They're kicking the tires on the idea that maybe we could be okay.
Kicking the tires.
But realistically, right? The division is not a 5-1 guarantee or even a 6-0 guarantee.
Not even close.
No.
Not even close.
For anyone involved, not just the Patriots. For the Bills, it's not a 6-0, 5-1. For the Dolphins, Jets, for any of them.
Right. It's a dogfight of a division. That's what it is. So now here comes a quarterback that people aren't immediately hooked onto. And people want to question, like, I don't know. They just want to question, like, his toughness and everything else. It's like, listen,
God,
you got to understand. You have to understand what Belichick's doing. You have to understand that there's a certain type of leadership that needs to be held. And if you can't have that leadership, then get the heck out.
Yeah.
But I think that Mac Jones can symbolize that leadership if he's given the very, very basics. He doesn't need all like the luxurious stuff. Like he doesn't need to have a team, and I'm just making all this up on the fly, but he doesn't need a team that has like Saquon Barkley and Travis Kelce and, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. But give him a competent offense, competent offensive coordinator, and a system that plays to his strengths, and let's see the results. Then if he doesn't do it, then it's on him 100%.
And we will all stand here and go, we're ready to move on. Like, if this next season Mac Jones throws 13 tubs and 20 picks, then he's fucking out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because
why can't people understand that and accept that?
Because it's like they don't. I don't know. It's just because people float around like the fact that like Lamar Jackson might have been an option. Yeah. So that makes
I think it's instant gratification thing. Honestly, I think it's because everyone now wants instant gratification. Like we could hop on our phone, watch a YouTube video that gives us instant stimulation. Everyone wants the superstars. They want to win now. They want to be like the Chiefs have been, where they just stack superstars. The Chiefs got Josh Gordon, and while that's not a game-changing move, you're still getting a dude who was very exciting back in the day. So while he may not contribute to winning, it still gets you excited. Like, people want signings of big names that they go, oh my God, yes. Like the Dolphins got Jalen Ramsey. He's probably going to suck, but Dolphins fans are ecstatic. The Patriots aren't doing that.
You talk about the Chiefs. The Chiefs sucked for how long?
So like Juju Smith-Schuster, like come on.
This whole like instant gratification thing. It's like teams take time to build. Like you might swing and miss on some people. Like it is what it is. Like teams are bad until they have a good team. And it sounds stupid, but until you have enough players to build a good team, shit takes time to build. So you just hope that you kind of stay afloat a little bit, or you really suck, just to get like those good picks to kind of fast track getting the good players. But of course, in New England, we don't want that. We want the team, we want the Patriots to be in the AFC Championship game every year. We want them to draft high quality players every year. And then we also want them to go out and never lose any players and make sure you sign all them. It's like, you can't have it all.
Everything.
Did you guys see Christian Barmore's tweet earlier today?
No.
Christian Barmore said, people really think this internet shit is real. SMH with a bunch of laughing faces.
Thank you.
God, you know why? Even more. Well, you know why he's saying that, right?
He had something with a restraining order come out against.
Yeah, there's a report that
I remember too. Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, still though, it's. I mean, that's been out for a little bit though. Like he could have said something then, but now for him, it's just another thing where God, how many Matthew Slater? Everybody loves Mac Jones. Devin McCourty. That's the kid who's going to lead the team moving forward. Matthew Judon, he's a professional. He's a leader. He handles shit, blah, blah, blah. But no. Let's listen to Tommy Curran on the Pat McAfee show just say a bunch of opinions and ifs and what I heard and what I think and what I'm led to believe. Let's have him say a bunch of shit like that. Have that no-name person who I don't think is a person, Dove Kleiman, whatever the hell his name is on Twitter, who I don't think he's a real person. I think he's just like a bot who just like retweets a bunch of shit. Have him say like, oh, Mac's gone. You have all these like startup little Patriots accounts that have blue check marks that they probably bought after Elon took over Twitter, who all of a sudden they're like, Mac Jones getting shipped out before the draft. Oh my God. Wow. Breaking news. No, it's not breaking news. This is rumor mongering at its finest. There is no there. And it's funny because you say, oh, there's no sources. And then people are like, oh, you expect these people to give up their sources? No. We're saying there's no sources because the majority of the shit that these people say, sources close to the situation, sources tell me, your sources either don't exist or they have shitty sources, because half the shit these people say is not correct. It is just
it's got to come from somewhere. Like, yes, I get some people want to be anonymous, but goddamn, like you see it in the NBA now where it's like anonymous sources say Ja Morant is like the player that people would want to build a franchise around. You're like, all right, like I get it. I kind of understand that like it's tampering. You know, the Suns owner can't say, I would love to have Ja Morant because like you can't do that. But at least that you're like, all right, like, you know, I can understand why a lot of people would say that, anonymous sources, but this stuff, there's no even merit for them to say it. You're like, you're just trying to create a story. It's not obvious. You're trying to get clicks and headlines, and what you said, it's baiting.
That's all it is.
If Belichick wanted to not have Mac Jones in this roster anymore, don't we think he would have traded him by now?
Mac Jones would be gone. Mac Jones wouldn't have been rushed back in to take the place of Bailey Zappi. When Bill Belichick took out Mac Jones in that Bears game, it was the Bears game, right? I believe when he took him out, they put Zappi back in.
Yep.
Mac Jones wouldn't have seen the field again for the year. Then what do people say? Well, nope, he was just shoving it to Kraft, saying, you want me to play your boy? I'm going to play your boy. Nope. That's not it, because then that would mean Belichick doesn't want to win. And if there's one thing that we all expect, regardless of what you think of his decisions, everything he does is because he wants to win. Never has Belichick been like, I didn't play Malcolm Butler because I didn't want to win. Like, I traded Chandler Jones because I was like, sacks? Nah, we don't need to win with like, it's just nothing like that even makes sense. And now you have NBC Sports Boston. You got Tommy Curran on there again today. Before we jumped on here, I saw the little clip. The quote is, obviously something's going on. So it's gone from reports that there's potential teams that are being traded, that they hate each other, Mac Jones, they argue this and that. Now all of a sudden they're backtracking, like Jalen Ramsey getting burned by every receiver he played against last year, where they're saying, well, you know what, at the end of the day, guys, something is going on. Yeah, everybody was pissed last year about the offense. Everybody was. Defensive players were coming out being like, we just said, we'll try to win you games. That's it. It is no secret that everybody in that locker room, from the coach to the second string quarterback to your receivers to everybody understood that the offense was flawed. A mistake was made. Matt Patricia was not the guy for the job. Everybody understood it. But guess what? It didn't, fucking cop. It didn't tear apart the team, though. It didn't tear apart the team. So, like, one, shows you how strong the team is. And two, it's like these people are reporting things, and now, like I said, it's reverted back to, well, something's going on. That's what it is now.
Think about the 4 teams too that were rumored to have heard from Belichick about Mac Jones. Let's just think about this for a second.
Break it down. DX, break it down.
The Commanders.
Hilarious.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Taylor Heineke still the quarterback, or is he gone?
He's on the Falcons.
He's on the Falcons. Okay, I thought he left somewhere. They're going to get a quarterback. Who's their quarterback right? Oh, Sam Howell. That's who they're going with, right?
And actually, he did pretty well toward the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go with Sam Howell. Or is he on the Colts? I always forget.
No, Sam Howell's on the Skins.
Oh, I was thinking Ellinger. That's what I was thinking. The other dude. But
he sucks.
Okay, so the Commanders, I don't buy that one. The Bucs and Baker Mayfield make a lot of sense because Baker Mayfield wants a comeback. The Bucs need a quarterback in that dreadful NFC South conference. I'm sorry, that's not a good conference anymore. So
Baker Mayfield's going to tear that shit up.
Yeah, I don't believe that one.
Yep.
The Texans are fine with Davis Mills, or they're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, they're about to take.
They're 100% going to draft a quarterback. Like what?
Like okay, and then the Raiders went out and signed Tom Brady's understudy, a very handsome man in Jimmy Garoppolo, I must say.
Rather.
And Brian Hoyer.
And they just signed Brian Hoyer today. So tell
fuck?
me now tell me why those teams would make sense to trade Mac Jones to. The Bucs I can see a little bit. The Bucs is one team where I'd be like, if he went there, I'd be like, okay, they're rebuilding, everything else. That makes a ton of sense. So,
and you know why those teams were picked, Al? If you look at the report, it says the potential teams were not listed, but some of the potential teams that could have been listed were X, Y, and Z. They picked these teams because as a fan, a regular, normal fan who follows football, who doesn't have a football podcast, just someone who watches it, they're going to say, okay, so the Patriots were looking at the Commanders. Okay, well, Commanders need a quarterback. They were looking at the Bucs. Okay, well, yeah, the Bucs need a quarterback.
Tom Brady.
They were looking at the Raiders. Oh, well, Josh McDaniels. So I guess that makes sense. They were looking at who was the other team? The Texans. Oh yeah, the Texans need one. They lay out these teams because they know it's a foolproof thing. No one's going to look at that and say definitively the Texans would never trade for Mac Jones because they need a quarterback. So it's one of those foolproof things where it's like, I'm going to say this and you can't argue it. Because there is no ground for you to stand on to say that the Commanders would not want Mac Jones, that the Raiders would not look into Mac Jones, especially with the report earlier in the year that McDaniels may have kind of sort of wanted to talk to Mac Jones about maybe joining the team.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that one kind of makes sense. The Los Angeles Raiders obviously are going to fucking.
Dude, they got Danny Amendola as a returners coach now. Like, he is literally
they're not even
building.
trying to hide it.
No, and that never works, by the way. But yeah, Al, that's why they named those teams, I think. Because I just bit my lip so fucking bad. You guys see that? Motherfucker, son of a bitch. But they're naming these teams because it like I said, it's a foolproof list. No one can look at that list and poke holes in it. Even people who really like us who don't think it's happening, there's no way we can definitively say that those teams would not want Mac Jones. So why wouldn't the Patriots maybe want to trade to them?
But you know what we can. But you know what we can definitively say. The Patriots would look a whole lot better with DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, God.
At this point, the Patriots will look a lot better than anyone else.
DeAndre Hopkins is becoming, Tuck will takes throwback, my Ronnie Perkins, where I don't think we'll ever see him. I don't even think he exists anymore.
Wow. I can't believe we just got Mike to admit that we won't see DeAndre Hopkins because he always humored the idea that Ronnie Perkins might never actually show up. But every episode has been next episode, DeAndre Hopkins. Please, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm begging.
Well, first and foremost, Ronnie Perkins is going to win Defensive Player of the Year next year. So let's just get that right out.
Yep.
Throw some money on that right now.
It is more likely that he wins Defensive Player of the Year than we get DeAndre Hopkins.
I hate that, but at this point, I'm thinking it might be the case because now the report is out there that that now the Cardinals are allowing teams to talk to DeAndre Hopkins directly. And now it came out, that was the first thing. And then it came out that teams are expecting the Cardinals to release Hopkins, which I guess would make sense why they would let teams talk to him directly, because they're like, listen, if we're just going to cut you, like, fuck it. Yeah, sure. Just talk to these teams, like whatever. Maybe we can swindle some trade in there last minute. So I don't know. And then it came out the Patriots were willing to take on DeAndre Hopkins without giving up a draft pick or something like that. I believe that was the report, which that,
I mean, like, obviously
kind of seems weird to me. Cause wouldn't you have to give up one to get him? I don't know. But either way, I just cut. the DeAndre Hopkins bat signal that I was putting in the sky, I think I'm just going to take it down permanently because I don't even think they're going to get Jerry Jeudy. All signs are pointing to some of the rookie guys, which in a couple weeks we'll have our like big actual draft episode. But I'm ready to say it. I do not think the Patriots are going to get DeAndre Hopkins. I think my chances were 60, 70% a couple weeks ago. Who the hell did I think I was? I'm pretty sure that the odds that the Patriots are going to get them are at like 10%. What do you guys think?
I mean, first step admitting First step of you having a problem is admitting that you have a problem.
I know.
So good for you for getting over the hump. Now you got to go through the 12 steps and whatnot. But yeah, no, I thought DeAndre Hopkins was infinitely less likely when we talked last week. And now obviously it seems bleak as all hell. I was kind of holding on to the Jerry Jeudy thing, and then he posted that camaraderie pic with all the boys and the Denver Broncos. I'm like, fuck, we're not getting him either. So it just seems remarkably bleak to me.
I'm still not giving up on Jeudy. Al, what do you think though about Hopkins?
I'm not going to give up on Hopkins yet.
Oh, thank God! Someone had to.
The beacon of light.
I couldn't do it. I have to pass it to you. I give the baton to you, Al.
Thank you, and I accept it with pride. But here's the thing with Hopkins, right? Here's the reason why I'm not giving up on it yet. You take a look at the market for DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs are not going to get him.
Nope.
The reason they're not going to get him is because they would have to jump through hoops to make room in their salary cap and be able to actually make it happen. He'd have to take a huge pay cut. He's not taking a huge pay cut. So I don't see the Chiefs getting him. The Ravens are a team that interests me. I think that they could make an offer at Hopkins to try to keep Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
But they already have to pay Lamar.
They're going, I
sum
guess,
of money.
But they
did
could
you guys
still
see there's a report that they have an offer to OBJ. So
yeah, I saw
okay,
that
so
too.
they could sign. All right, so if they sign OBJ, then that
out,
takes care of that. They already got Nelson Aguilar, who can go, have fun in Baltimore, dropping.
Yeah,
he can have fun dropping key passes in games against the Bengals. But anyways,
a poor man's Juju Smith-Schuster is what he is.
I certainly wouldn't say that. Lapsed Juju.
100% would say that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say far.
But again,
shit. I was gonna say at least Nelly's a Super Bowl champion, but now that fucking idiot rode the Chiefs' coattails.
Yeah. Again, what team could realistically give him a decent contract and he would come in and he would be the guy?
I don't know how the Giants' salary cap is looking, but I could see them try and do it.
Maybe.
It would be devastating.
Maybe, but they just paid Danny Dimes a huge contract.
Yep.
They're going to try to keep Barkley, it sounds like. So they're going to have to pay him too.
Give him the bag.
Yeah, so if you're giving two guys the bag, you're not going to be able to give a third guy the bag, especially especially with Hopkins.
And Hopkins ain't taking a pay cut to go to goddamn New York.
But here's the Giants have $2.2 million in cap space.
There you go.
Yeah, so they're fucked.
Okay, so there you go. So again, what team makes the most amount of sense? And I saw that Evan Lazar wrote something. He writes for Patriots.com. I saw he put on Twitter that he thinks the Patriots are less likely to be in on Hopkins now. My question to that is, why though? Like, why can't they be in more on a guy that they don't have to give up any compensation for now? You don't have to give up a draft pick. You don't have to give up a player. If the Cardinals were to release him, just literally tell him, DeAndre, this is what we'll do for you. We'll give you a 3-year contract. First year is going to be incentive-based, and then the second year, we can give you a little bit bigger of a base salary. And then if it doesn't work out, we can just, whatever.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's only getting easier. Like, originally it was 2 first-round picks. Mm-hmm. Then we heard 2nd and 3rd round picks. Now they're saying he's going to get released. So if I'm the Patriots, I'd be like, all right, this is our shot. Like, this is only getting easier.
Jump all over it.
Yeah, just wait.
Because I'll tell you what, right? If you really want, you can bring Hopkins in here. And then if you still want to draft a receiver, like a big-time weapon at 14, it only makes your wide receiver room that much better. Because then you'd have Hopkins, Juju, insert rookie receiver here, Parker, Thornton. Then someone's going to go. It's probably going to be Kendrick Bourne. It's probably going to be Kendrick Bourne, and he's probably going to end up somewhere.
Let's hope so.
And you can end up getting something of value for that. So there's no downside here. No, just make sure you don't overpay for Hopkins.
Yeah, that's true. But I see people now turn, and it's a tale as old as time with Patriots fans, and more specifically, like the Patriots media. Once moves don't immediately happen, they're starting to turn on Hopkins, where it's like, Jeudy is a better fit. He's more of your yards after the catch guy. He's more of your separation. Hopkins is more of your kind of just deep threat jump ball. And it's like, guys, at the end of the day, if you can get an elite receiver, which I still think DeAndre Hopkins is right now, he might be at the bottom tier of that elite list, but he's still there. If you can get him, you make him fit. I don't care if he has similar skill sets to Devontae Parker. Cool. Put them on each side of the field and then see what happens. Like, just clear out the middle. Like, I don't.
Teams have done that forever. I mean, the Raiders got Randy Moss. Wasn't a fit. It worked out terribly, but goddamn, they tried, and then he got to a better fit.
Yeah,
us,
I mean, it's
but like they tried.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But still, goddamn Al, you almost got me back in on the Hopkins train, but I can't get hurt again. I just can't get back into like it pains me too much. I set it up perfectly. You know, we're jumping on this and I'm like, oh guys, let's pay attention to Twitter, see if we have any fucking breaking news. No breaking news. Like it's just day after day. Like my percentage level keeps going down, and I think I'm done. And now, like you said, Liam, with the Jerry Jeudy stuff, who knows? Maybe him and Russell Wilson had a meeting with God, and maybe they're going to be on the same team together.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Both shared a good old Broncos country. Let's ride, and now they're all in.
God, I love those videos. But what I'm gonna do when we get this video up, I'm gonna have just Russell Wilson's Broncos country. Let's ride. I'm gonna be like, if you know, you know, you got to listen to the podcast because that's like one of my favorite things. Like the one with no sound where it's just him recording like the vocal. Broncos country. Let's ride. 2 seconds go by. Broncos country. Let's ride. It's like, dude, you gotta stop. But we'll end it on this. There's not really much else to go off. Patriots are talking to rookie receivers. Zay Flowers is the one I guess they're meeting with officially tomorrow. Zay Flowers has kind of been the guy that's been kind of pegged as the guy the Patriots would pick. I completely forgot he went to BC.
Yep.
I had no idea. Just because I
saw him in person twice.
I completely forgot. I remember seeing everything, but I'm like, I forgot. Al, they got another guy too. Our guy JSN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, exactly what you
got
said.
him. This guy, I guess, like he's kind of the number one touted guy. Is kind of what people are saying. I'm seeing like it's really him, Flowers, and what's his name, Addison. Who I guess that he talked to the Patriots too. So this strikes me as when the Patriots drafted Mac Jones, when they were talking to all the quarterbacks, and it's like it's a position of need. It almost seems like there's too much smoke for there not to be a little bit of fire. So what do you guys think about that? And do you think they should take whoever they're taking in the first round or try to trade back up or get back in? Just quick little hitter on that, and then we'll dip out.
Unlike a lot of Patriots media that we've been talking about this episode, I actually have sources, and those sources at the Shrine Bowl were telling me that the Patriots were all over. Literally spent entire days talking to Zay Flowers, and they were absolutely blown away by the dude.
Sources close to the situation.
Yep.
Tell Liam McDade.
Actual people who have told me, yes.
The Patriots have a contract already for him. That's what I'm hearing.
They already know he's gonna wear number 4. They have it all planned out.
I would love that number 4. Oh, that's Zappy's number. People are going to be all pissy about that.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever receiver we get, give him number 0. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just go out. So that'd be nice, Al. Al, yeah, I don't know about
0. I'll tell you what. I don't even want a receiver.
Whoa.
I want a corner. Give me Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State. I want Joey Porter Jr.
Hey, he came from the balls of greatness. I don't blame you.
I am so excited about this draft just because I can't wait to actually dive a little bit more into it and have the conversation about it to see like who they're going to draft, where they might go, all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't care who they take. But if they do take a receiver, we'll go Zay Flowers. Why not? I mean, he seems like the guy. I've been seeing a bunch of film posted of him. He looks electric. One last thing, as always, fuck Asante Samuel telling Lamar Jackson that he does not want to play with Bill Belichick, and then Matthew Judon coming over the top saying, nah, it's not like that anymore, or it's not like that here. Yeah, hush up, little bitch. Oh God,
he's making it really tough for me because I love Mr. Pick Six. He's making it really, really tough for me to defend him on this one.
It's not tough for me. I can't stand him anymore.
Yeah,
no, and then
I know.
My
it's
really
really
favorite
hard.
part is when he tweets that shit, and then everybody just plasters the pictures of him missing the pick in the Super Bowl.
And somebody quoted an old interview of his where he was talking about how he loved the Patriots organization from like this was like 5-10 years ago, and it's like he was already retired by the time he did that interview. So it's like, what changed in the
sour
time?
grapes?
Yeah,
just sour
it's
grapes.
just so
I don't know.
strange to me.
Did Bill not like text him happy birthday or something?
Yeah,
I get that.
He probably didn't get an invite to that wedding that they were all at in New York this past season.
That's it.
That's when it started.
That's when it started. So yeah, all right. I mean, I'm still this episode didn't help. I'm still pissed about the Mac Jones stuff, but I just want the season to start. I'm sick of this shit. Like it's not fun anymore. I just want games to start. I want the draft to happen so we can at least bitch about something else. So, but yeah, unless you guys have anything else to kind of throw out there, kind of a quick little episode, nothing too crazy going on, nothing real concrete to talk about. We're just talking about rumors here, guys. So, for
still
Liam,
have more sources though.
We have more sources than people who actually write for the Patriots. I love it. So I'm Mike. That's Liam with his sources. Al was here too. I throw Alan at the end. Like, yeah, Al decided to hang out again.
Al is also here.
He's still here. Shit, Al, I forgot. I gotta when the season starts, we'll have a new logo and everything. Al will actually be in the logo unless we kick him out because of his Mac Jones hate by then.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He hates Jacoby Myers.
Al is the source of the Mac Jones stuff. I figured it out. I'm gonna start spreading that shit. So for Liam,
can't take any responsibility.
This was Tuck Rule Takes episode 76, the non-Isaiah win episode.
Damn right.
Hashtag get DeAndre Hopkins.
Jones is your 2023 quarterback. Belichick Jones 2020.
Sweet meat.